アセンブルウィズケアやっていきましょう。カセットを入れればいいのかな。お、はい。ジャックに挿して、なるほどね。じゃあこれでスタートかな。おお、おしゃれな画面。いいね。ワクワクする音と画面で。じゃあ始めよう。
After a year on the road, I thought I'd get tired of traveling. The endless clatter of railways, highways, and everything in between.
英語音声があるから音読はしなくていいか。
But as my train pulled into the station at Bellariva, I felt every bit as excited as the first day of my journey. A whole year. It felt like a lifetime. The places I'd seen, the people I'd met, of course, the forgotten treasures I'd given a new lease of life along the way. I'm a restorer by trade. Bringing our most beloved possessions back to life is what I love to do. I'd been traveling for months, working my way from one town to the next, fixing everything from family heirlooms to VCRs.
なるほどね。修理屋をやりながらあちこち回ってるのか。いい人生を送ってるな。楽しそうだな。
Bellariva was my chance to take a break. Unfortunately, that would have to wait until after I'd unpacked.
よし、じゃあ二ほどきしよう。スーツケースをクリックして持ち上げる。はい。金具をクリックして開ける。おお、回せるのか。はい、はい。おお、スカスカだな。洋
My
服
favorite
か。
overalls. These will never go out of style.
そうだね、流行りには関係。でもオーバーオールはなんかおしゃれなイメージあるな。似合う子はいいよね。
The tools of my trade. No hope of restoring things without these.
なるほどなるほど。これが商売道具と。すごい向きで入ってたな。
My parents took this after I made my first repair. Seems like a
両親が撮って
lifetime.
くれた写真。
Looking forward to taking more close-ups of my fingers with this.
指先のドアップ。なんで？これデジカメっぽいな。使い捨てっぽいな。
I'll
デ
hand
ジカメ
these
じゃ
out
ない
when
か。
some
インス
settled
タント
in.
カメラか。
Fingers crossed they get me some work.
どうか仕事をもらえますように。これが修理屋のチラシみたいなもんね。
Who doesn't love a scrunchie? Practical and stylish.
女の子だな。
My passport. Not many blank pages left now.
すごいな。どれぐらい行けば
I saw a
ページがな
guitarist
くなるな
wearing
んてあ
these
ん
at
だ。
a show once. Rock and roll repair woman at your service.
なるほどなるほど。
I picked up these sunglasses on my last stop. Hopefully I'm cool enough to pull them off.
おー、チュートリアルみたいな感じかな。よし、じゃあ二ほどきは終わったし。
Finally, I'd made it to Bellariva. I'd come for the food festival, taking place in a few days' time. After living off TV dinners and instant ramen for the last few months, I was craving a decent meal.
フードフェスティバルがあるのか、ベラリーバで。いいな、フードフェスティバル楽しそうだな。
Of course, I'd need to earn enough money to pay for it, so I figured I'd head out the next day and find some work. My parents never wanted me to go. They wanted me to stay in their shop and have a simple, stationary life. I knew there was a world out there, beyond the four walls of our antique store, that I had to be a part of.
なんで両親は反対したんだろう。単純にこう、女の子の一人旅で心配だからってことかな。これはあれだよね、初めて修理をした時の写真って言って、スーツケースに入ってたやつだよね。
I daydreamed constantly about the weird and wonderful places each of our antiques came from. I loved figuring out their stories, revealing the memories hidden beneath the screws and wires. My story in Bellariva began with a little girl, and a voice she was longing to hear.
ベラリーバでの私の物語は、小さな女の子とその子がずっと聞きたがっていた声とともに始まる。なんだろうな、どういうことだ？子守歌。
It was my first morning in Bellariva, and I couldn't wait to leave my hotel and explore. It was a quiet town, its streets and alleyways basking peacefully in the hot morning sun.
いい場所なんだな、ベラリーバ。
In the main square, meanwhile, preparations were underway for the festival in a few days' time. As I handed out my flyers, I wondered what the people of Bellariva would need me to fix. So far, everything here seemed perfect. I was starting to worry I'd made a mistake when I felt someone tapping me on the back.
Hi, I'm Izzy. Do you know how to fix things?
It was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, who must have gotten hold of one of my flyers. She rummaged around in her backpack until she hauled out a battered red cassette deck.
最初の
My
お客さん
tape is
か。
broken and I can't make it work anymore. I tried to fix it myself, but there's this metal thing in the way. Can you try?
任せて。うわ、すごい。もう工具とかある。どうすんだ？まずこのテープをあれか、巻き巻きするか。
Why did you do that?
おお、すごい気持ちいい
How。
く
did
る
you
くる
do
くる
that?
って。
I didn't see.
カセットテープか。俺が子供の頃はほとんど CD だったな。VHS はまだ現役だったから、こうくるくるしてね、ちょっとたわんだテープをキュッてするのにはやったけど。こっちは電池があるってことは電池切れなのかな？ああ、あるね。難しいな、操作が。おお、気持ちいいね、字取るの。
Aha! Those batteries look like they need replacing. Luckily, I have some spares.
大丈夫か？液漏れとかしてないか？お、いいね。もうこれでいいよ。大丈夫だよ。あ、違う違う違う違う。これカセットを入れればいいのか？大丈夫かなこれで。ああ、いいじゃん。If I sit by your side and hold you so tight, know that I will always love you.
even though we both know that we must say goodnight. Good night, my darling.
聞いちゃうな。どこまでもおしゃれなゲームだな。
When it finished, Izzy picked up the tape deck and tucked it carefully into her backpack.
よかったよかった。
Thanks, Maria. You're the best person at fixing things ever.
No problem. Who was that singing? They're very good.
It's my mum. She's not here anymore.
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind of
そうなんだ。
silence a cassette tape would never be enough to fill.
じゃあよかったな、治って。
When Izzy's friends called for her, she dug deep into her pockets, looking for something to pay me with. Eventually, she produced a grand total of a stick of gum, 3 mismatched buttons, and a yo-yo.
あ、もういいだろ。お金は電池交換したぐらいだからな。これぐらいはサービスでやろうよ。まあ、せっかくだから気持ちでな。じゃあボタン1個もらおう。
I usually preferred a check, but Izzy looked so serious, I wrote out a full receipt. She seemed like a happy kid, but beneath it all, part of her life had been shattered.
まあでもお友達ともいるみたい
I
だし、
wouldn't be able to fix.
そういうのは私でも直せない。いやでも手助けはできたんじゃないか。打ち砕かれて。なんだろうな。
My first repair complete, I spent the rest of the day doing small jobs in and around the square. I was exhausted when I got back to my hotel and found a message asking me to make one more visit. The address led me to a quaint little house, a stone's throw from the beach. Bathed in the evening light, it looked beautiful, in spite of its flaking paintwork and chipped tiles.
誰だ？
The front door was opened by a harried-looking man, still dressed from a long day at the office.
Are you Maria? My name's Joseph. I'm Isabel's father.
イザベルのお父さん。イザベル？
I'm so sorry she bothered you this morning. Please come in. I'd like to settle up
イジ
properly.
ーのことか。
On the mantelpiece, I saw the remains of a broken statue. Without thinking, I picked up a fragment.
お題はいいのに。
Ah, my father's statue. What's left of it, at least. Yet another way I'd have disappointed him. It survived 100 years in this family. But 5 minutes with Isabel and... Do you think you can salvage it?
任せてくれ。すごいな。100年も歴史のあるもんなんだな。あ、これが土台か。はい。
Will you be able to see the glue afterwards? I don't want people seeing the cracks.
なるほどね。うまくやるよ。いや、ちょっとうまくやるよって言った瞬間からこれすごい。もうボタボタじゃん。ちょっとごめんね。これかな？はい。あ、いいね。いい感じだね。そしたらちょっと待ってね。ボンドが、接着剤がすごいよ、これ。勝手に出るよ。これか。
Sometimes I think my daughter should come with a warning label.
まあまあ。まだ7歳でしょ？そんなもんだって。おー、いいじゃん、ほら。鳩場のポーズみたいな。小林明もご満足だ、これ。いいね。で、ちょっと待ってね。 この上はどれだ？これか？あ、ちょっと待って。そしたら、これ？よし。接着剤が足りないな。そうそうそうそう。お父さんあれだな、お父さんの黒目が入ってないな。
Is this glue really strong enough to hold everything together?
それはちょっとわかんないけど、乱暴に扱わなければ大丈夫でしょう。よし。よいしょ。オッケー。いいんじゃないの？
Thank you, Maria. It looks as perfect as it ever did. My father wanted me to make something of myself. He didn't have time for anything less.
父には時間がなかった。どういうことだ？
As Joseph put the statue back on the shelf, it nudged against the family portrait stood proudly next to it. So he was Bellariva's mayor. And that was Izzy's mom. They must both miss her so much.
Sorry, I'm a little tired. I've been working late getting things sorted for the festival. There's only a few days to go. Looks like I'll be
変
working
だ
late.
な。
Again?
ちょっと寝た方がいいよ。疲れてるよ、かなり目が。
When I told my parents I wanted to leave, they always found an excuse to be busy, to avoid talking about it. I guess keeping themselves occupied was their way of pretending it wasn't happening.
ああ、そういうことを。
Joseph's work must have been taking up so much of his time. But maybe that was what he wanted. I just hoped he was finding enough time for Izzy, too.
そうだな。なんだろうな、お母さんが亡くなっちゃってからちょっと溝ができてんのか？途切れたまま。
My second day in Bellariva dawned bright and clear. Another beautiful sunny morning. Walking into town, I passed cafes overflowing with customers cradling their morning coffees. I stopped, breathing in the smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries. I was about to go inside when the owner of Carmen's, the cafe next door, stopped me.
Hello, Maria? Were you here yesterday handing out flyers? I have a job for you.
もういいね、仕事か。どうぞどうぞ。
Her place was petite, tucked between its competitors as if hoping they wouldn't notice. Judging by the empty tables inside, though, her potential customers hadn't noticed it either.
It's a bit slow today, but we're just getting started. I'm sure it'll pick up soon.
As Carmen chatted, she walked over to the counter and returned with an old rotary phone.
At least I've got plenty of time to practice my recipe for the festival. It's a new special I've been working on.
おお、な
I
る
was
ほど。
hoping to call my
フード
sister
フェスティバルだ
for
から
some,
そういう感じか。
seasoning tips, but it won't connect. Can you see if you can figure out what's wrong?
やってみましょう。なるほどね、フードフェスティバルはその街のお店がいろいろと出店して出すわけだ。楽しそうだな。なんか難しそうだぞ。
You can fix it, can't you? I can't afford to replace it.
受話器ってこんな簡単に取れんのか。
Obviously, we'd normally be much busier than this.
ネジ回すのがすごい気持ちいい。マウスをスーって横にやるだけなんだけど。 なんだろう、すごい滑らかだな。はい。ここもか。電線をクリックしてツールボックスにドラッグすると切り離せる。なるほど。へえ、あ、なんか、混ざっちゃったな、新しいのと。基板めちゃくちゃじゃん。ベルも壊れてるのかな。あ、割れてるね、一個。昔実家の時計じゃないや、電話が、なんかスケルトンでこうやって中の基板が見えるやつだったな。なんかドラマのトリックで、仲間由紀恵の家にある時計が全く一緒だったわ。
Looks like this new circuit board is all hooked up.
よしよし。
Looks like something is still missing.
ああ。あれちょっと待って、ネジが1本余るな。中のあれか。ダイヤルとかのやつつけるネジを止め忘れたな。
Still a few parts missing.
これこれ。危ない危ない。なぜかネジが1本余るあるあるが起きるところだった。よし、これで OK。よかったよかった。これでお姉ちゃんに味付けについて相談できるね。
When I handed the phone back to Carmen, she seemed almost reluctant to take it from me.
あ、何？お店が儲かってないからお代がみたいなこと？
So it's all working now, is it? I don't have to leave it to dry or let it cool down?
Nope, it's ready to go. It'll be ringing off the hook in no time.
なるほど、全然予想外の心配だったな。
That's if I can pay my phone bill anyway. And the rent and the suppliers. Anyway, take a seat and I'll be right with you. Your coffee's on the house.
I sat at one of the empty tables, while at the counter, Carmen had started dialing the phone. As she talked, Carmen became more and more tense. This didn't seem like a call for some cooking advice.
うん。
I know I still owe you from last time, but I can't afford to take part in the festival if I don't pay.
I could almost feel the eye roll at the other end of the line.
なるほどね。お金を借りる電話か。
You don't need to be here though. Can't you just put the check in the post?
When the call ended, Carmen brought me my coffee, her hands trembling.
Sorry about that. My sister's decided to fly in for a visit. Oh god, I have to get ready.
いや、いいお姉さんじゃないか。
Actually, I might have another job for you. Can you come by tomorrow?
なるほどね。なんかこう、途切れたままっていう、このタイトルも、お姉さんとカルメンのことだったりするのかな。それを表現してたりするのかな。ヒントを合わせて。
The next day, I'd promised Carmen I'd return to help her get the cafe ready for her sister's arrival. I was about to set out when I received an unexpected call from my hotel's reception desk. Apparently, another guest had asked for me by name. Curious, I took the creaking elevator up to the top floor and made my way to the room number they'd given. I knocked.
Are you here about the camera? It's about time.
The woman in front of me was immaculate. Not a hair out of place or a crease to be seen.
My sister tells me you know how
Ah,
to fix
お姉さん。
things. I'd usually go to an expert, of course, but in this town...
すごい、フットワーク軽いな。一日で飛行機乗って来てくれたのか。
So this was Carmen's sister? The two of them couldn't have been more different. Inside her room, I saw a beautiful reflex camera. Any professional photographer's dream.
The viewfinder is completely dark. I can't see anything through it at all. I assume you can figure out what's wrong.
うわー、なんか説明書みたいなのあるな。なるほどね。ちょっと、これはまあ持たなくていいや。
You need the manual.
大丈夫大丈夫。マニュアルは大丈夫。一眼レフだから、これがな、多分壊れてるんだろうな。おー、怖い。ネジを外すとパカパカ外れるじゃん。怖いな。どこをネジを外すと何が取れるみたいな全然わかんないわ。
this valuable before.
あー、割れちゃってるじゃん。どうしたん？ここだけ割れるなんてことあんの？
If I use the screwdriver, I could adjust the angle of the mirror.
なるほど。難しいな。これぐらいでいい？こんなもんでどうだろう。
Perfect. Now the viewfinder should be working.
よしよし。フィルムも交換必要なのかな？もしかして。フィルムはどこに入れるんだ？ちょっと待って。待った。とりあえず直していくか。フィルムはこんなあれか。ネジ外して入れるような場所にはないか。おお、ここ。あ、ここ？フィルム。
There's still a part I need to attach. Where does it go?
オッケーオッケー。これでどうだろう。ああ、よかった。できた。いいね。かっこいいね。やっぱごつい方がいいよな。こういう機械は。
I felt a pang of envy as I handed the camera to Helena. I put my disposable to shame.
あ、やっぱインスタントカメラか。
I picked it up on my first trip to Paris. It's a 1958 limited edition, the first of its kind. It cost me 3 months' salary.
おお、給料3ヶ
It
月
was
分。
worth it.
I had no idea what 3 months' salary meant to Helena, but I was pretty sure it was more than I could afford. It was strange, really, that we were even staying in the same hotel. I'd picked this place because it was cheap and cheerful, but surely she could afford somewhere better? She took some test shots, fiddling with the camera settings until she was absolutely satisfied.
This work is immaculate. At least there's one person in this town who knows what they're doing.
そんな物言いするなよ。
Sending you to me might be the first thing Carmen's actually gotten right.
I wondered why Helena had bothered coming if she thought so little of her sister.
I hear nothing from her for weeks, and then when she finally does call me, all she wants is money. If she thinks I'm lending her another penny, she'll have to convince me it's not a total waste of time.
That didn't sound good. If Hurricane Helena was about to hit, I hoped Carmen
ハ
was
リケーン
ready.
ヘレナの上陸にカルメンが備えていることを祈るしかない。そうだな。結構大型ハリケーンな気配がするな。暗い行き先。
The sun was setting over Bellariva by the time I reached Carmen's cafe. From the outside, it looked as quiet as ever, but inside, I found Carmen cleaning like her life depended on it.
Maria! Oh, don't mind all of this. If Helena finds one speck of dust in here, I'll never hear the end of it.
Carmen seemed pleased to see me, but I sensed the fidgeting tension beneath each sweep of her mop. Trying to live up to the standards of someone like Helena seemed like an impossible task.
I hope you didn't mind fixing the camera for her. She was furious when it broke. I really need this to go well. If she doesn't lend me the money, I don't know how long I can keep this place going.
なるほど。
Carmen led me to a back room, where she'd laid out the components of what looked like a neon sign.
I had this made when I first opened the cafe, but I'm hopeless with electronics.
ああ、そうなの。これをつけてないからお客さんが気づいてくれないんだよ。
So there was supposed to be a sign outside. This might
Ah, so then,
explain the
ah.
lack of customers.
I'd like to put it up before Helena gets here. Can you give it a try?
任せて任せて。とは言ったものの。あ、え？修理とかそういう感じじゃないな。あ、違う違う。ん？なんだこれは。あ、そういうこと。あれ違うな。ここにはめるんじゃないのかこれを。あ、ボンド先に。あ、出た出た。ボンド相変わらずだな。で、いいね。いい感じだね。で、そしたら、この穴は何だろうな。とりあえず表側に取り付けてみるか。 あ、つくじゃん。
I don't know, it's a bit flat. Maybe if it flashes, it'll really catch people's eye.
Great idea. I think I have a spare part that could
なん
do
かア
that.
イスクリームみたいなのあったよね、ここに。あ、それはこれから用意するの？なるほど、なるほど。これで。そっかそっか。これで部品がね。あれ違う？なんか点滅してるな。違いそうだな。違うのか？あ、えちょっと待って。違う。それ外す予定じゃなかったんだ。あれでもなんかパーツが足んない？
It still needs something else. Maybe we can add one of these.
ああ、そうそうそう。こんなんこんなん。これどうだい？えちょっと待ってよ。違う違う。アイスのコーン。これか？違うよな。あ、なるほど。先に組み合わせてからか。違う違う。あ、違う違う違う。違うな。どうするんだ？こっちにする？これでつけてみようか、試しに。あ、いいんじゃないこれで。
It works. I'll screw everything together again and you'll be set.
このアイスクリームみたいの。あ、ピザとアイスクリームとカクテルか。どれかな？ピザがいいかな。でもアイスクリームみたいな絵だったからこっちにしとくか。これで。さあどうだ？おお、できたできた。ああ、いいじゃん。ここは選択式だったよね、3つのうちの。
The sign fixed, we headed outside and mounted it carefully over the cafe door.
いいね、目立つね。
That's perfect, Maria. It looks just how I imagined it. When I had this sign made, it all seemed so simple. Oh, I can't believe I might have to give it all up. I hope I've done enough.
The smile froze on her face as she spotted something over my shoulder. I turned to see.
おハリケーンが上陸した？
Of course, my sister owns the only cafe in this entire town that isn't actually open.
For better or worse, Helena had arrived. Carmen opened her mouth to explain, but Helena swept indifferently past her. Finally pausing in the doorway, she turned back towards Carmen.
The first thing we're doing is getting rid of that hideous sign.
おいおいおいおい。今一生懸命つけたとこだよ。
And with that, she disappeared inside. I hoped Carmen's chances of saving the cafe hadn't disappeared with her. お遊びタイム。なんだこれ。It was the day before the festival, and the whole town was busy getting ready. I had more work than I knew what to do with. When Joseph called with another job, I was craving the cool quiet of his and Izzy's seafront house.
おー。でも繁盛してるんだな、修理屋さんは。
I'd barely reached their front door when I heard someone calling me.
Psst, Maria, I need your help. Quickly, it's top secret.
It was Izzy, peeking out from the side of the house. She beckoned for me to follow her.
いいよいいよ、直してあげるよ。
She led me through to a beautiful, unruly garden overflowing with flowers of every color. Nestled among them was a playhouse, its doorway almost completely obscured by a towering rose bush.
You have to squeeze past it and breathe in real small, like this.
Izzy took in a big gulp of air and crawled through the gap and into the playhouse. I hadn't planned on crawling in the dirt today, but the life of a repairwoman never did run smooth.
なるほどね。隠れ家みたいな感じになってんのか、庭にある家が。
On the table
Yeah, koya
inside,
ka.
there was an electronic toy. Not exactly the usual stock in my parents' antique shop.
I had an accident. I didn't do it on purpose or anything, but it won't turn on anymore. Can you fix it for me?
オッケーオッケー。任せなさい。すべてノリで直してきてるから。ん？いや、しかしこれまた難しいな。これ何？あ、なるほど、ネジとか中外れるんだ。とりあえずこれだ。ああ、はまった。はまったけど、なんかもう一個パーツがあるってことは、この下が、うわうわ。こんなボタン壊れることある？とりあえずモニター直そうか。あ、ちょ待って待って。あ、ない。変なの引っ張っちゃった。あ、こうね。こっちだ。まあいいか。で、これつけて、あ、いや、その前にあれか。 液晶を交換しないといけないか。うわ。これどうやって外すんだ？ああ、なるほど。はい。いや、難しいな。このコードをつなぐのが難しいな。まあ、とりあえず基板をはめてみるか。あ、ちょっと待ってよ。あれなんだこれ。あ、そうそうそう。あれ違う？おや何か違うな。うわ、ちゃんと見とけばよかった。しまったな。こうか。で、あ、カセット。あれ？いや、いいんだ。これは、このままでいいか。あれちょっと待って。あ、ここか。はい。
Do grown-ups play games as well?
するする。めちゃくちゃするよ。あれまだあ、電源を入れればいいのか？これかな？違うの。あ、これか。おー、やった。ポップンプレイ。
Can you show me how to play? I tried
フォレストアド
before,
ベン
but
チ
it
ャー。
was so hard.
ちょっと待って、どういうこと？やるの？オッケー、任せろ。なんかいるね。ハロー。違う。コングラチュレーション。そういうこと。真ん中に来たら A ボタンを押す。
Her toy fixed, I watched Izzy retreat into its screen, taking refuge in a 3-inch world of her own.
よかったな。こうやって直したものをこう、夢中でやってくれると嬉しいな。
Well, I'd better head inside. Your dad is waiting for me.
Please don't tell him about the game. He'll think I broke it on purpose.
Why would he think that?
Because, well, I kind of dropped it really hard at the wall.
叩きつけたってこと？
Izzy looked down, scuffing her shoes on the worn floor of the playhouse.
My dad said I have to go to this stupid festival tomorrow and put on a stupid dress, and I don't want to. All he cares about is working. He never wants to see me unless it's for his job. I'm not going. He can't make me.
あららら。
With that, Izzy dove back through the rosebush and disappeared into the wilds of the garden. She was so young. She couldn't be expected to see that her dad was struggling too.
相手してほしいのかな、
It
イジ
made
ー
me
も。
think. Had I really tried hard enough to understand my parents' point of view? I was so focused on the adventures ahead of me. Maybe I didn't care enough about leaving them behind.
ああ、なるほどね。いや、心配してると思うよ。どれぐらい連絡取ってるかはわかんないけど。その一瞬。腕時計か。
Leaving Izzy hiding in the garden, I walked around to the front of the house and rang the doorbell. It was only then I noticed my favorite overalls covered in grass stains. I scrubbed desperately, but it was too late.
Maria, what are you doing? What happened to
ちょ
your
っと
clothes?
ね。ちょっとね。
I was repairing a
そうそうそうそう。
lawnmower.
芝
How
刈り機のね。
unusual. Well, do come in. The job I've got for you is a little more delicate.
Totally embarrassed, I walked into an orderly room filled with papers and ledgers. So this was his office. You must be so busy getting ready for the festival. Are you looking forward to it?
Of course. It's traditional for the mayor to judge food from every cafe and restaurant in town.
もう楽しそうだな、本当にフードフェスティバル。
I'll be declaring the best chef in Bellariva by this time tomorrow. Speaking of which,
He unclipped the watch from his wrist and very carefully handed it to me.
I'll have a tight schedule to follow, but my watch stopped working a while ago. Could you see if you can make it tick again?
うん。なんか、すごいな。割れちゃってるじゃん。どうしたの？ぶつけた？ちょっとベルト邪魔だな。ベルト？バンド？腕時計か。腕時計はしないな。前やってた仕事の関係で手にアクセサリーつけられなかったから腕時計とかはしないんだよな。あとね、中学の時にちょっと親に少しだけ
The main
上
plate has completely cracked. I'll need to replace it.
交換しないと。
The cogs look good though. If I'm careful, I can reuse those.
なるほど。ちょっと待って、先にこっちを直したい。
Are you sure it will all fit back together?
少しだけかっこいいね腕時計を親にプレゼントしてもらって大事に使えよみたいな感じだったんだけど、
I've not gone a day without this watch since my wife gave it
そ
to
れを
me.
ねむちゃくちゃ傷だらけにしちゃって気に入ってつけてたんだけどさ、あっちこっちにぶつけたせいですぐにこのねガラス部分が傷になっちゃって、それが親に申し訳なくてね、なんかちょっと腕時計ってつけるのそれからためらうようになっちゃったんだよな。よし、これなんだ、歯車をばらして、ん？こんな感じでいいのかな？大きいやつは、あ、ちょっと待って。違う。これはここかな。これは合ってるよな、きっと。これなんだい？これこっか。 んでこれでどうだ？どう回ってる？ちゃんと。あれ動いてなくない？あれダメだ。いや、でも動くはずだけどな、これで。いや、なんかおかしいな。これなんだ？これなんでもないのか。あれこれなんだ？違う違う。こっち。これか。ここか。あ、これだ。なるほど。なんであそこが回るかはちょっとわかんないけど、とりあえずこうだな。どうだい？あ、動いてる動いてる。よかった。よーしよしよし。おー、よかった。ちょっ
As
と
I
手こずっ
handed the
た
watch
な。
back to Joseph, my fingers traced over the engraving on the back. I hoped fixing this was one small way I could help him move forward.
I can't believe it's working, Maria. Thank you. My wife was a brilliant woman. Feeling this ticking on my wrist, it makes me feel like she's still here.
なるほど。どうなんだろうな、それも。ちょっと寂しい気はするけど。でもそれで前向きに生きれるならいいか。
Watches measure minutes and hours like they're infinite. I didn't know we had so little time. Even with Isabel, I barely see her. And when I do, she acts like she hates me.
Just then, the phone rang. Even when he was at home, his work was never done.
Sorry, Maria. I have to take this. I'll see you at the festival tomorrow.
As I left, I turned and saw him pacing the floor of his office, his watch glinting in the afternoon sun. I hoped its quiet ticking would at least bring him some peace during the busy days to come.
大きな視野で。なんだろうこれ。
When my last job of the day brought me to Carmen's apartment, the door was opened by someone I didn't expect to see, Helena.
Sorry for inflicting this mess on you. Carmen's never seen a knick-knack she doesn't want to buy, apparently.
Carmen's apartment was a little chaotic, but totally charming. It was easy to imagine her living in a place like this.
そう、なんかすごい綺麗な片付いてるように見えるけどな。
It definitely wasn't Helena's style. She seemed more upmarket than flea market. I wondered why she was even here.
We're having a clear out, or at least I am. Carmen's not helping, as usual. There's a market at the festival tomorrow. I'm selling some of these things to make her some money.
なるほど。そんなに物が溢れてるのか。
She says she has nothing when there's all this stuff right under her nose.
Helena stepped delicately past the items on the floor and reached down to pick up one from the pile.
Look at this slide projector. Our parents treasured it, but Carmen treats it like a piece of junk. Can you take a look?
おお、スライド映写機。初めて見るな。どういうパーツなんだ？
That light bulb is completely smashed.
なるほど、これ電球か。これは新しいのに変えて、
Okay, I'll need to redirect the light, the lens at the top for the projector to work.
ライトの向きを変えるって言った今。ああ、そういうことか。なるほど。そういうことね。こんなもんか？とはいえ他のパーツはどうなるんだ？こことか気になるよな。なんか余っちゃったけどパーツが。さすがに違う？余るのはおかしいな。一回全部バラバラにしてみるか。あ、ここは取れるな。
Oh, typical. Carmen's even managed to get a slide stuck in here.
そうなのか。なんだこれ。ありがちなのか。ちょっと待って、これどうすりゃいいんだ？一回取り外した方がいいか。はい。よし。で、これは何だい？どうなってるんだいこれは。このスライドは外せるってことじゃないのか？違うな。こうか。このコードもきっと使うんだろうな。こことどこだ？ 下の電源か、電源部分か。いやでも差し込めそうなところないけどな。ちょっとわかんないな。カバーつけて
Still a few parts missing.
品が足りない。ダメこれじゃあ。まあ、おかしいよな。これ、ピロって出てるの変だよな。あ、なるほど。わかったわかった。こっちだね。こうだ。で、よいしょ。OK。
I was so excited when I moved to the city. Carmen, she looks so sad.
なんだ、スライドがいっぱい出てきた。
Here's the clicker you'll need to attach. God knows how Carmen broke that as well.
ちょっと待ってよ、スイッチ？なるほど、途中から部品が追加されるのか。道理で、なんか足りないなと思いながら。いや、ちょっと待って、違うな。うん、スライドは、なんかハッピーなスライドにしようよ。まあ、とりあえずここはいいか。ここは止めちゃっていいか。でもこのスライドもいいな。悪くないな。変えれるのかな。変えれはしないか。はい。どうですか、これで。あとこれをここに刺せば OK なんじゃないの？あ、スイッチを設定。なるほど。はい。そういうこと？ちょっと待って。ストップ、ストップ。あー、難しいな。順番とかあるのかな。わからんな。順番とか、なさそうだよな。よし。
When we were younger, Carmen was always following me around.
うんうん。
I suppose she looked up to me. A cool older sister. She used to ask me when I was coming home.
うわ、なんだ、読みたかったな。
Too busy.
お姉ちゃん子だったんだな。
Helena was transfixed, staring at the two young sisters the projector had brought glaringly into focus.
I never meant to let her down.
But you haven't, have you? You came all this way just to help with the cafe.
いや、そうだよ。
Plus
本
the
当に
money.
いいお姉ちゃんだと思うよ。飛行機に乗ってな。フェスティバルに間に合うようにってきっと来てくれたんだろう。急いで。
That's the problem. There is no money. I lost my job a few months ago. My savings almost gone. I have nothing.
だから安宿に泊まってたのか。
Carmen thinks I'll throw my checkbook at her bad decisions and make them okay. But I can't. Not this time. You know, the funny thing is, I came here wanting to tell her the truth. But she's so infuriating. How can I ask her for help when all she cares about is herself?
Helena fell silent, shrinking under the gaze of her younger self, projected onto the wall.
We drifted so far apart when I moved away. It felt like the only thing keeping us together was my bank balance.
めちゃくちゃ悲しいな、これ。そんなことないって。
I know I have to tell her the truth. It isn't fair. But I already lost everything else. What if I lose her too?
Futten。これなんだ？なんかキャンプと
The
か
day
で
of the festival
火つける
finally
やつか。
came, and after all my hard work, I was ready to put down my tools and pick up a fork. The
簡易
smell
コン
as
ロ
I
みたいなや
entered
つ
the
か。
main square was incredible. Each stall was selling food even more delicious than the last.
道具を置いてフォークを持つ頃合いだ。素敵な言い回しだな。
The competition would start any minute. Most stall holders were waiting anxiously for the mayor to pay them a visit. All of them, that was, except Carmen, who was still frantically chopping vegetables and stirring pots.
Maria! Thank God you're here. Can I ask you the world's biggest favour? Helena was supposed to help me run the stall today, but she never turned up. Probably too ashamed to show her face. I can't believe she lied to me.
ん？
Carmen was stirring so furiously she was in danger of tipping the pot over altogether.
The mayor will be here any minute for the judging, but I'm almost out of my special.
She wasn't really going to ask me, was she? Not on my day off.
なあ、せっかくフォークに持ち替えたのに。
I have a stove ready to build and everything. Can you set it up and make me a spare batch?
ちょっと待ってよ、難しそうだな。細かいパーツが多いな。ワイルドベジースープ。これレシピか。え、作んの？もしかしてスープを。ちょっと待ってよ。えらい難しいな。なんだこれ。え、 横じゃないのそれ。これが横か。そっかそっか、そうだな。で、足を3つつけて、はいはい。
It all fits. Now to light the gas.
おお、細かいな。お、ちょっと待って、危ない。おお、すごい。ちょっと待って、でもガスをひねらないと。まずい。マッチを無駄にしてしまってる。で、スープを注げばいいのか？違うな。危ない危ない危ない。何これ。え？
I think that pot is really boiling now. Smells great if I say so myself.
オッケー。
Here are the ingredients that Carmen's given me. What to add first?
何ちょっと待ってよ。手が邪魔だな。ちょっと待ってくれ。え？ハーフ、これ何ちゃんと書いてある？ブロッコリー。チョップル。トマト。ワイルド。なんちゃら。
Oh, her recipe is a bit smudged. Never mind. I'm sure whatever I put in will be fine.
多分大丈夫でしょう。その海苔で作るか。硬いもんから入れていけばいいだろう。入れすぎ？さすがに？これが何なのかがわかんないよな。バター？チーズ？あ、切れてんのと切れてないのがあんの。
That looks good. I'll scoop a spoonful when I'm ready to serve.
え、ちょっと待ってよ。あったあった。危ない。こんなゴロッとしたトマト。よし、オッケー。本当にオッケーかな？大丈夫かなこれ。手伝いできたかな？
My part done, Carmen took over and
あ、全
added
然
the
違うじゃ
finishing
ん。
touches. It was just in time, and a moment later, Joseph arrived with Izzy in tow. Carmen anxiously handed them both a serving.
頼むよ。
That was so tasty.
やったね。
Can I have some more, please?
いいよいいよ。全部食べて。
Well, you've certainly earned yourself a loyal customer in my daughter. We have a few more meals to taste, but so far you are one of the best. Good luck.
Joseph and Izzy looked so happy together. Maybe the festival was doing them some good after all.
よかったね。
Carmen, on the other hand, seemed annoyed. But why, when it had all gone so well?
I wish Helena was here to see this. She's so convinced I'll never succeed at anything.
ああ、なるほどね。
She wants
すれ
what's
違っ
best
てる
for you.
な、
She's
この
just
姉妹
not
は。
very tactful about it.
Yes, I know. Even when I was a kid, she pushed me when no one else did. I just wish she hadn't lied to me. But then, I've asked so much of her over the years. I never stopped to think how much she actually had to give.
Harmony レコードプレイヤーか。
The festival finished. I only had one day left before I had to catch my train and leave Bellariva behind. I couldn't go without saying goodbye to Carmen. So, that evening, I made my way to the cafe. It was unrecognizable. She'd done it. Best food in Bellariva. Half the town was outside waiting to see what the fuss was about.
やったね。フードフェスティバル優勝したのかな。
Maria! Maria! My favorite sous chef! Come on
料理
through.
長。
It was Carmen, acting every inch the successful cafe owner she deserved to be. Even Helena was there, serving the coffees. This was the last place I expected to see her after yesterday's drama.
ああ、よかった。姉妹で切り盛りするようになったのかな。
Carmen led me through to a balcony upstairs, where she brought out an old record player.
I found out where Helena was on the day of the festival.
ないない。
She was selling her camera to clear the cafe's debts. But then she didn't have much left for herself. So, I've asked her to come and stay with me for a while. We have a lot of catching up to do.
ああ、そっか、カメラね。なんか良さそうなカメラだったもんな。
I wanted to give her this, to cheer her up. We listened to it all the time when we were kids. Do you think it has one last tune in it?
いけるいける。LP プレイヤー。
Okay, let's see what happens when we turn this on. The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring.
おお。
The speaker isn't connected properly.
わかったわかっ
I
た。
should check the
一回止め
wiring.
よう。おお。
Here's the problem. This wiring isn't connected properly.
配線がちゃんと繋がってない。ちょっとごめんね、まだ見えないや。ん？違うな。電源がスピーカーはボリュームが違うな。こうか。こう
If I
か。
turn the volume up, I should be able to hear it now.
で、
I think that should do it. This record should play beautifully.
よし、楽しみだな。実はイジーのお母さんは歌手で、その曲だったりとか、そんなおしゃれな展開は。
It's spinning the wrong way. How can I get it to play in the right direction? It must be to do with the motor. Let's see if one of these spares can turn things around.
回転方向が逆なんてなるのか。また外して 一回。何が違うんだ。B6。わからんな。やってみよう。
Looks like something is still missing.
あ、違
There's
う。
still a part I need to attach. Where does it go?
大事なものをつけてないじゃないか。
Still a few parts missing.
これがないと回らないよ。
Well, it's playing in the right direction. I should check it's turning at the correct speed.
なるほど、回転速度がちょっとごめん止めよう。あ、また。
That's
Ah,
the
chico, chico.
speed dial connected. Now we should be able to change it.
What will remain of these days?
違う違う、これか。よーしよし。
What will remain of the smiles
いや、手こずった。
that stole my heart that day?
あの姉妹あれだな。結構ムーディーな曲を聴いてたな。
The record player's crackling tune must have caught Helena's ear, as she appeared a few moments later.
Is that my old record player? I can't believe you've kept it all these years, Carmen.
Leaning over the music, they looked just like the young sisters the slide projector had preserved all these years, inseparable once again.
よかったな。
Carmen told me about your camera. That was a really generous thing to do.
I loved that camera, but I love my sister more. Now it's her time to be the person she wants to be. I'm going to stay here with her for a while. Make up for lost time.
Carmen and Helena's relationship wasn't suddenly going to be perfect, but they were both prepared to try. And to think, it had all started because of a call Carmen made about some seasoning tips.
そうだね。味付けの相談じゃなかったけどな。だからカッコなんだろうな。
I guess in the end, maybe it wasn't so hard to just pick up the phone and dial. I hadn't spoken to my own parents in a year. I wanted to hear their voices more than anything.
あ、そうなんだ。連絡入れてなかったのか。それは入れた方がいいよ。
The silence between us was so cavernous. I didn't know how I'd ever find the words to bridge it.
"もう一度父親に."
My final morning in Bellariva, I received one last call out to Joseph and Izzy's house. I knew I had to pack, but I figured I could squeeze in one final job before I had to leave. When I arrived, I found Joseph tidying up his wilderness of a garden. The playhouse was already cleared. Inside, I could see Izzy happily testing out her screwdriving skills on the back of her cassette deck.
なんだ、修理業に興味が出たか、イージー。
You've made quite the impression. Isabel
おお、いいね、
tells me
嬉しいね
she's。going to be a repairwoman like Maria.
I'm sure she could be anything she wanted if she put her mind to it.
she could. She's a brilliant child. Spending the day with her at the festival, I haven't had so much fun in ages. I wanted to give her something before she starts to forget.
Inside, the house was transformed, flooded with light and the sounds of the garden. It felt alive again. This would be my last repair in Bellariva, but it felt like it was the house that had really been restored.
It's a music box. It used to play beautifully, but now when I wind it up, nothing happens. I'd love for Izzy to hear it sing again. Can you help?
オッケー。なんか、いい写真が貼ってあるな。あれ家族写真かと思ったら。あ、でもなんかこれ割れてる？割れてるというか、なんだ、くしゃくしゃだな。
Maria, could you add this family picture of us?
おーおーおー、いいねいいね。そうそうそう、これこれ。ちょっと待って。あれどうやって、あ、出た、ボンド。はい。で、どこが壊れてんだろうね。確かにうんともすんともだな。この下を外すにはどうすればいいんだろう。こうか。何これ。なんだろう。あ、オルゴールだからこれが回るかなんかなのか。なんか鳩みたいな。鳥の人形みたいな、こう、オルゴールがかかると回るみたいな仕掛けなのかな。
This mechanism is completely broken. I'll need to take it all apart before I can fix it.
うわうわうわ、難しそう。また難しそうなのが来たな。そう、こんなひしゃげることある？あ、これも割れちゃって。こうかな？どうかな？回るかなこれで。ああ、いいねいいね。音鳴ってんね。ん？ オッケー。え、まだなんかある？これだな。なんか違うな。なんか、んちょっと待って。これどうなった？逆さまになった？え、なんでこれ逆さまに。あ、いや、でもいいのか？合ってるな。あれ？ちょっと待って、これなんだ？向きこれで合ってんのか？なんかな、これの向き違うように見えるけど。合ってんのこれで。なんか違うね。なんか違うね。やっぱこれがおかしい？あ、回ってないな。あ、オルゴールは回ってるけど、歯車がおかしいな。え、これは回ってて、もうちっちゃいのと大きいのが逆か。こうだね。こうだ。やってる方がすごい楽しいんだけど、見てても面白くないだろうな。
There's still a part I need to attach. Where does it go?
え、まだある？あ、これか。
I think that's everything back together again. I should play it to make sure.
My
Yes,
wife
yes.
used to sing this song to Izzy each night before bed, but I always worked too late to join them.
かわいいね。
Will you dream a dream for me if I sit by your side and hold you so tight? Know that I will always love you, even though we both know that we must say goodnight.
ジョセフが歌えるってところがなんかこうジーンとくる
I've
な。
missed so much already. I want to be the father my wife wanted me to be. I've ended up so much like my own father, working all the time. Izzy needs me more than that, especially now it's just the two of us. My daughter comes first. Well, until she gets bored of her stuffy old dad anyway.
I'll never ever get bored of you, Dad.
Izzy came running into the room where Joseph scooped her up and onto his shoulders.
よかったな。親父も気づけてな。イジーは構ってほしかったんだよな。
She gazed at the music box, her eyes shining. I'd never seen her look so happy.
Thank you, Maria, for everything. The things you fixed for me. I'm so glad to have them back.
Joseph was a good father, and I could tell he was determined to be an even better one. When it came down to it, that was all any of us wanted. A second chance to make something right. My time in Bellariva was almost over, but before I left, I knew there was something of my own I needed to fix.
両親に連絡しよう、マリア。あれ違うのか？
My time in Bellariva was almost at an end. Another chapter finished in a story whose ending I hadn't felt ready to write. The people I'd met, the items I'd restored, they'd taught me so much about what was really important. Pulling out my suitcase from beneath the bed, I remembered the day I stole it from my parents' shop, the day I left. Afterwards, I was too ashamed to call them, to apologize. It was a guilt I'd been carrying around every day since. As I packed, I knew that it was up to me to find a way to lighten the load.
うん。なんか恐竜の人形みたいのがあるけど。
Helena gave me these designer shirts. Not sure I'll pull them off as well as she does.
ハイセンスな感じがあるな、ちょっと。これは何だろう。ヒストリー・オブ・ウォッチーズ
Joseph's idea of light reading for the train. It does look thorough.
ああ、レシピか。これは最後かな。
The recipe for Carmen's special. I'm under strict instructions to guard it with my life. Izzy gave me this in exchange for my repair manual. She'll be a pro in no time. My train ticket. Can't believe it's time to leave Bellariva behind.
なんか3、4日、まあ、4、5日か、それぐらいしかいなかったけど、まあ、濃い
The soundtrack to
1
my
週間
travels.
だったな。
I'll be listening to this on the journey.
で、これと。
My parents would love Bellariva. Maybe I can convince them to make the trip. My suitcase was full, but it was my heart that felt heavy as I made my way to the station. I was sorry to be leaving Bellariva behind, but I hoped that in my own small way I'd made a difference. Helena and Carmen's reunion was possible because they'd learned to overcome their differences. Joseph had realized he shouldn't let his grief or his work get in the way of his relationship with Izzy. They'd each learned to see things from someone else's perspective. Maybe it was time I saw things. I knew it would be easier to jump on the next train, put even more distance between us. But I finally felt ready to talk to them. I just didn't know if they would feel the same. Did I even remember their number? I wasn't sure until I reached for the phone and it all came flooding back.
おお。電話をかける。
Mom? Dad?
Maria? Is that you?
素敵なお話だったな。おお。マリアの母も最後に。コールトゥーウィンか。制作中に生まれた赤ちゃん。いや、素敵なゲームだったな。なんかこう心穏やかになるというか、よかったよかった。こういうゲームをやっていきたいな、いろいろと。終了するでも終わりかな。じゃあお疲れ様でした。おお、まだあるまだあった。エピローグ。カルメンの手紙。
Dear Maria, Carmen here. Sorry I haven't written. The cafe's been absolutely manic since you left.
うん、いいことだ。
Luckily, I have Helena here to help. You wouldn't recognize her. She's like a new woman.
地元に馴染んだかな。格好も。
She's always running around, taking orders and making drinks. I even heard her compliment a customer on their outfit. Personally, I draw the line at fluorescent green bowling shirts, but each to their own. It certainly made the customer smile.
いいじゃないか、蛍光グリーンのボーリングシャツ。
She misses the city, though. Valeriva's many things, but it's definitely not as chic as she'd like.
なるほどね。服屋さんとか始めればいいのに。そこまでの資金はないか、まだ。
She said there was a coffee shop near her old apartment where they made coffee with a shape drawn on top.
表面に模様が描かれてるらしい。
It got me thinking, I'm an award-winning chef. I can figure out how to put a leaf on a cappuccino. A bit of cosmopolitan coffee might be just what Helena needs. Of course, ordering a new coffee machine was the easy part. I wish you could have seen the mess I got into trying to put the thing together.
え送ってきたの、わざわざ。すごいな。こんな基盤から組み立てるような。
I saw Maria use her screwdriver a million times. Taking this apart will be easy.
あ、これはカルメンか。カルメン視点でやってんのね。確かにドライバーが違うな。鬼滅の刃デザインだな。まずいまずいまずい。なんか、大丈夫か。まずいまずいまずい。
Pretty simple. I should start with them.
え？パイプ？どういうことだ？一回バラしちゃっていいのかな？パイプ？
I'll need to connect all the pipes correctly to stop the steam pouring out.
ちょっと待って。どこに繋ぐの？ここか？この赤と赤で繋ぐのかな？だとしたら全然距離が足んないな。
Why is there so much steam? That can't be right.
ちょっとなんかやばそう。ちょっと待ってね。今どうなった？えらいことになってたな、今。とりあえず外すか、いろいろ。あ、違う違う。まあいいや。ここは基板だな。ここも外せるな。カルメンはあれなんだな。コーヒーじゃなくてクッキーなんだな。はあ、なるほど。なるほど。え？あれじゃ逆？
Maybe I should focus on the pipes first.
あ、そうな
They
の。
look easy.
ごめんごめん。じゃあちょっとパイプにします。待って。パイプは、でも。あ、ちょっと待ってよ。パイプ、簡単かな、本当に。操作がめちゃめちゃ難しいぞ。
Oh, I wish Maria was here. She'd know how to put these pipes together.
あ、もう外れちゃった。そうだね。合ってるよな。違うな、違うな、違うな。ちょっと待って。なんだ？ちょっと待ってよ、難しいな。これが、こうだろ？こっちか。あれ違うな。合ってます？これか。どうでしょう？
Finally, no more steam.
よーし、じゃあ次基板か。 これは難しそうだな。ちょっと待ってよ。うんうん。うんうん。うんうんうん。なるほど。はクロスか、こうか。なるほどね。まあ、綺麗につなぐわ。で、一番手前が電源。じゃあ。はい。いいんじゃないかい？ネジ最後でもいいかもしれないな。できた。
I think that's everything. Better test the buttons, just to make sure.
本当か？緊張だな。いいのか？カップとか置かなくていいか。
All done. Piece of cake. Time to make my first coffee, I think.
おお。あれ？あ、これをカポってはめるんだよね。よしよし。あれ？よいしょ。はい。いいねいいね。これなんだ？
Smells delicious. Now to make it look magical.
結構なみなみだな。ラテアートをやるのか。あ、出た、ボンド形式。あれ。難しいな。枠から外れると。いや、もうできない。
A perfect coffee. All it needs is a saucer and a couple of Helena's favorite biscuits.
おー、ビスケット。ちょっと納得いってないな、このラテアートが。美味しそうだな、これ。チョイスみたいな感じ？
I was feeling more has-been than coffee queen by the time I'd made a drink fit for human consumption. It looked a bit, postmodern, but knowing Helena's refined tastes, I hope she'd think it was intentional. Always the connoisseur, she didn't even bother to look at it at first. She was so busy wafting it under her nose. Steamed up her glasses, of course. How was she going to see my work of art through an eyeful of fog? When she finally spotted it, though, she was totally impressed. I'll admit, she spent several minutes trying to figure out exactly what it was I'd drawn. She decided it was probably a horse. Well,
but she
確
doesn't
か
know
に
what
な。
hurt
馬、う
her.
ん。ちょっと抽象画だったからな。見る人に任せるところはあるから。馬だと思ったなら馬だよ。
She was impressed enough to ask for another one. I guess I'll need to get some practice in. The whole thing was such hard work, Maria. I never realized how difficult it was, all that mechanical stuff. It made me realize how much I have to thank you for, so I wanted to say that now. Better latte than never. Hoping you're well. Your friend, Carmel. 終わりかなこれで。ないよね。ああ、これで終わりか。よかったよかった。仲直りできて。仲直りはしてたか。ラテアート、めちゃくちゃ難しかったな。よし、じゃあ今度こそ。お疲れ様でした。